Good morning, and this is Mario Romero with Romero and Company at the Melcher Agency, your Phoenix real estate connection. And thanks for taking time to view our video here. Today it's my pleasure to introduce Regina Nixon. She's the Executive Director of the Phoenix Conservatory of Music. Regina, can you tell us about yourself, your background, the organization, and why you do what you do?
I'm happy to. So thank you very much for having me today. My name is Regina Nixon. I'm the Executive Director for the Phoenix Conservatory of Music, and I have always loved music. I decided when I was 5 that I wanted to be a singer and be Donna Summers. That didn't work out, but not for lack of love of what it was that I was doing. And my second passion is children and youth. Youth advocacy, youth opportunities, and so I decided very early on in my career to start teaching, and I was a teaching artist for many years, and then I joined this organization, Phoenix Conservatory of Music, in its infancy when I was still in college, and I loved the mission of being able to provide quality music education that was affordable and accessible. And this was during a time that school music programs were being cut very drastically.
Oh, I know.
And I was a product of one of those schools that had no vocal music program, and that's where I lived. So I had to go outside of my school to get education, and I was able to get into college. I was able to get a scholarship, but once I got there, I failed. And I failed because I didn't have all of the necessary pieces in order to help make myself successful. Mm-hmm. Nobody in my family had ever gone to college, so we didn't know how to navigate those waters or to find help. And so after many moons of trying, right? Mm-hmm. I found this organization, and I said, I'll help, I'll do whatever I need to do. And then in 2005, our executive director retired, and I took over the helm. And since that time, we've been growing at about 25% annually, so we are a 20-year-old organization.
Oh, wow. For our city, that's long. That's a long time.
It is a long time, and we've been really small. Mm-hmm. But what we do is we provide after-school programs for at-risk, highly impoverished areas, yes. So that the kids who are vulnerable in that after-school time have a safe place to go and something fun to do. We work with about 20 different schools and anywhere between 700 to 1,200 students a year, mm-hmm. And provide programming that either the school finds money for or we find money for, but the students don't pay a dime to participate.
Do you go out to the schools, or do they come to you? How is it done?
So in the after-school programs, we actually go out to the school sites, so the kids can stay after school as part of their after-school learning centers. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes they'll get tutoring, and then they'll come to a music class, and they'll get snack or sometimes even dinner. And so that's kind of like this holistic approach to after-school engagement and education, right?
No, I know some other school programs that I'm familiar with have the try to get the parents engaged. Does that happen very often, or is it because of the...
In the after-school program, it is harder to get the parents mm-hmm. engaged because oftentimes they're working.
Yes.
But we typically have a family sharing event at
mm-hmm.
the end of every session, and so that's an opportunity for the families to come in and get to see what their young people have been doing. But at our facility, which we're on I-17 in Peoria, mm-hmm. inside the iconic and historic Metro Center Mall.
Okay.
But it is, we really do, we do in-house group classes for students who are just trying to figure out what instrument they like, private music lessons, and then a national award-winning college prep program that is in partnership with Berklee College of Music. And so this program really takes students from all over the valley. It is 3 to 10 hours a week of music programming in that after-school time, mm-hmm. with the direct result of getting them ready for those college auditions and placements and scholarships, but more than that, help to make them successful once they get there.
Which is important because right now the thinking is, okay, science and math, but we forget that the arts are equally can accomplish as much, if not more, for a child's development, and they've just not placed importance on them with our public school system. And it takes sometimes these smaller organizations and schools to provide and take care of that.
And I think that one of the main things that we try to let our families know, we let our students know, that even if you are going through the college prep program, that doesn't mean you're going to study music when you get to college. It's just a pathway and really a way of thinking that helps you learn how to be collaborative. It helps you learn how to be creative and innovative. It teaches you perseverance and grit, and really allows you to gather those studio habits of minds, which are the same skill sets, quite honestly, that when you look at business journals, they're the top soft skills that employers are looking for in their employees. You know, and those are things like being self-motivated, having discipline, being able to get along with your peers, being collaborative, being able to think outside the box, overcoming challenges, and a stick-to-itness, right? That a lot of people grit that they don't have.
But really what you need these days to really be successful in the work out in the real world.
Right, and it doesn't matter which field you go into. You know, we have students in the last 9 years that we've had this college prep program. We've had students that have studied economics, studied engineering, a lot of E's, I feel like, psychology, education, pre-med, right? And then we have students who are studying music production, who are studying engineering, who are studying performance, songwriting, film composition, right? So we do have musical students, but we also have students who are just taking the skill sets and passions that they have learned from music and funneling them to other areas of their life.
We sound so passionate about this. Now, I'm glad you told us about the organization. Now, can you tell us what our viewing audience can do to help?
So there's a few things that people can do to help. The first is that we are a tax credit qualifying organization. That means that over 60% of our population is working poor, right? Their incomes are very low. So the number of students that we are supporting that are on scholarship is significant, right? So any donation, $400 per individual or $800 per married couple, you can get a dollar for dollar match on your state tax.
Now, they have 4 categories with the $400 match that I found out. And you fall into the education?
We actually fall into charitable organization.
Okay.
So it's not education and it's not foster care. So you can still do your 3 other charitable donations and.
Because we got caught this year with that because we thought that it was just we can do, and we didn't realize that you can do to 4, but they have to be into these different
separate
buckets.
Categories. Right. So we fall under that charitable organization one, and I think you can donate all the way up through April 15th for this last tax year. So that's important to know. The second thing that people can do is that, you know, we are always looking for people who want to help out. And so that could be, you know, somebody who wants to help out in the office. That could be somebody who wants to serve on a committee or be on the board of directors. That could be somebody who has a lifetime of music knowledge and maybe just wants to share that knowledge with a young person who can't afford to pay for private lessons. And we call those music mentors, right? And those mentors stick with that young person for several years.
Oh, really?
And kind of help coach them not only in music but in life as well.
It's kind of like a big brother, big sister, but music.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give us your website address and your phone number.
We are located. So the other thing I should mention is our organization. We do classical music. We are a conservatory in that we're teaching music theory, music history, oral perception, all of the things that a student needs to know. But we focus a lot on contemporary music, so blues, pop, rock, jazz, EDM, audio production, engineering, and that's really important to know because that's where our kids live, right? At the same time, we're making sure that they understand who Mozart is and Bach and Beethoven and Ravel, so they're coming out really well-rounded, right, which is super great. So our website is PCM, Phoenix Conservatory of Music, PCMRocks.org.
Okay.
All right, and our phone number is 602-353-9900.
Thank you very much, and I hope you guys can get on board. One other question. Do the children you putting out any performances with the kids? Some organizations do, or?
We do a ton of performances every year, and it's really important because part of being collegiate ready is having that performance experience. So in our college prep program specifically, they have theory, they have ensemble, they have enrichment, they have performance.
Okay.
Right? And so we do a series of 5 events every year. We do a storyteller showcase that students share original music. We do the Jingle Bell Rock concert every December. In February, next week, we're actually doing a CD release party. Every year we do an album of student original music that has either been composed, performed, or sometimes composed, performed, and produced by students. And then we do performer showcase for classical performers, and we do a jazz and jam breakfast every year. That's a fundraising breakfast, but really a jazz breakfast that focuses on our jazz musics. And then we do a scholarship celebration concert every May, where we get to share the good news of where our young people have gotten accepted to college, where they've gotten their scholarships, and who gets to go to the Berkeley 5-week summer performance program on full scholarship. We give 2 of those scholarships every year.
And are those events on your website?
They are on the website.
Okay, good. So go visit their website and look at the events and provide some support. So thank you so much for joining us, and of course, and telling us about this great organization. So if you want any additional information, give me a call at 602-252-4191. Or if you want to talk about real estate, you could call me at that number as well. Thanks for visiting us, and make it a great day.